And welcome back to Good Auto.
Atreus?
This fucking dream sequence was only used once, and I feel like it needed to be used more in such a way, and more just to convey past storylines, because that's something we really didn't get is the events between like 3 and 4. You don't figure out where he met his wife, you know, what young Atreus is, you know, like baby Atreus and all that. So it's always... So, like, that's the interesting part I want to really see. But will we get that? Maybe as DLC, but that's it.
I don't know him and he doesn't know me. Doesn't seem to want to.
Doorway to this, doing all this stuff is like really
smart.
weird.
I'm not what he thinks I am.
And what makes this funny too is that's actually foreshadowing something. Because I believe that was the boat in hell.
Doesn't teach me. It should have been him. Do you hear me? Him, not you.
Trust me, kid. No one or no thing can fuck up our trace.
I don't mean that. You know I love him.
God knows, like, how many times has he escaped Hades? I think either twice or something?
I know he can be. So if he tries, I'll try. But if he doesn't, please come back. I know you're out there somewhere.
I thought there was more to that part, but there never is, which I think is very strange. Maybe not. Maybe keeping it low-key is pretty good. And that is... I want to say that's where we're supposed to go. I think that bridge looks awfully familiar.
Wait.
Dang, that's it. That was her name.
No!
I love this.
What have you done? Why did you do that?
I saved you! You were trapped in there! I waited, but you wouldn't come out! So I pulled you out!
Boy, I was gone only
seconds. Or minutes?
moments.
Alright.
No! You've been gone a long time! I didn't know what to do! You left me here! Again!
He pushes.
Why don't you care?
That's impossible.
Nah, that's possible. But he fucked up those dark elves so hardcore.
Come back. I hope you got what you needed.
Plus, I think that also signifies the whole light thing as,
Yes.
how's it, chasing the rabbit.
Look, there's our exit. But there's no light to make a bridge. We're trapped. And the witch's bowstring is useless.
Give it to me, boy.
Boy, your bow. Hold it out.
I always love that ice crinkle type of sound where it's just... Oh, it sounds so nice.
On my mark, loose your arrow into the stone.
When I press the square button.
It worked.
We can now make our way back.
Plus this part of the... Because this is the end chapter, so to speak. But this one was... a fucking nightmare.
There's a light crystal ahead. Just laying there. Maybe it'll help us get out of this stupid place.
And just our trace is just like, oh, fuck this. Angst. So we just gonna carry it around? He said some smart assy shit. It's like, if I have to, boy. One of two things, because I believe the one I was originally going to was just for that fucking oh goddamn, the chest that's there. And then, yeah, here's a mistake if we've ever made one. Whatchamacallit? This one also is just new fun for what it's worth. I mean, for the most part, anyway. Mainly just because it's night. And the bows just don't do anything. The one that makes it actually, like, useful. Also, fuck him for going, like, behind me almost. The difference between, like, the way how these fucking things always fight are just... Because they're not supposed to be, like, intelligent, but they certainly fucking act that way. And the one that's actually more or less useful for dealing with nightmares is what the fuck, dude? Oh, god damn it. Not Balder. Sindri column, because that was actually very important. Because Sindri was, because what Sindri gives Artorias is the reason why you get those lightning powers. And that shit's super useful. Because essentially that bow is just like, hey, here's a fucking attack that just chain lightnings everything. Oh, this is hilarious too. There is a quick move button. I don't remember it, and I still don't. But that bounce was perfect. If I stopped swinging, he would have fell. But I also skipped this part because sometimes puzzles just weren't my thing. So yeah. I was just fumbling around. I always do it. There's one, I think, like way farther out. I think it's like episode 20 where it's just uncut. Where it's essentially just uncut and it's just like super embarrassing that I just couldn't figure the puzzle out. Like, good lord, man. Good lord. I also don't remember if I slotted that in for the fight. Because the next fight coming up, well, next couple of fights coming up are slightly shitty. Like, legitimately. I don't even know why the hell I'm yawning. I have no reason to fucking yawn. But the next couple of fights were just, like, shit for the most part. I mainly think it's just because of, like, the way how, like, the darkness is. I understand that it's supposed to go for, like, the aesthetics, but you can't see 2 feet in front of you. And that matters. But there will never be a day where I actually beat a named critter in one shot, because it ain't fucking happening. Because there's one episode, 19, and it was a straight up boss battle for an hour and how long was it? It was hour 20, hour 30. And it's the asshole, and it's the fucking twins that are the problem. And boy, do I hate them. Because actually, it's the third phase, and I was like trying to like recreate the battle in my mind. It was the third phase that was the worst. There's nothing greater than any fucking video game moment where you die 10 seconds into phase 3, and you die that same way over and over again within the next 4 tries of what you do. It got that bad. And I mean legitimately, it got that bad. Plus the mechanics of that fight that also suck is you have to down both of them. And you only have such a window for it. So what? Which is actually kind of funny because there is a boss battle, or no, a raid fight all the way back in WoW. Zulaman? Zulfaran? One of the Zuls. I believe it was BC related. I think it was Burning Crusade. And one of the great fights in that one was you had to... what the hell was it? You had to beat 3 dudes within like a set amount of time between them, and if you didn't down them, they'd all go back to full... I think all 3 of them go back to full heal. Something like that. I don't remember the fight off the top of my head, which is a shame, really. But, yeah. Hated that fight. Hated that fight. But at least I wasn't doing the 40s. Which I'm actually amazed they didn't have that. I guess part of the new thing was, or no, they did. Oh god, was it for Black Temple? Shit, I don't remember if they got rid of the 40-mans. The only reason why I'm like mentioning Zul, the Zul raids is I didn't actually start raiding till Wrath. Wrath was my introduction into raiding, and we did 10 minutes because that's all we could do. We weren't doing like the big boy 25s. I only did the 25s because some people were looking for warriors at the time, and what was it? I ran. What? Was oh jeez, I'm like, because I had Deathbringer's Will, and that's a fucking like, that was an in-slot warrior, or at least for Fury. Possibly could have been for arms too, but I'm like sitting here like, but I know damn well for a fact that I was MT during my raiding, because I had to have been. It wasn't gonna bother me now. It's like I swear I was main tank on that one, because I actually had the slots to do Fury Warrior. Because hilariously enough, there was... I still have the greatsword too, and it was the one from... it was the Algamon. With the raid with Algamon, the fucking creator. Whatever the hell that raid was, because you had to do like the fucking siege thing, and then you had to fucking face off against X? Oh god, what the hell was that giant robot's name? They were just like, oh yay, toys for me to play with, and yada yada yada. I remember, because I think the two-handed sword that he dropped was, I think it was like XT002 or something. Had a weird fucking name. One of my personal, at least one of my favorites. Anyway, that sword was so nice style to it. Even though, oh shit, what was the? Fuck, I don't even remember Wrath's old slots. Because I was gonna say Apocalypse, but then I forgot. Oh wait, that's the sword from Nax Ramus. I think that was the sword from 25 Man, because you had to face off against the. Oh yeah, I had a save scum here because I was like, oh, what the hell's in that gold chest? Because I didn't know. Because, funny enough, you could never tell which one was in. Because I don't remember off the top of my head, like, which chest is which. Like, okay, does this have the horn? Does he have the fucking apple meads? Nope, it was just a fucking light runic attack, so it was pointless. Yeah, but going back like that, Nax Ramus was like the other thing, and like, yeah. Not understanding that, oh hey, wait a second, there's actually something up there. Get on me. But, yeah. Didn't get to do a lot of the Nax Ramus that I would like to have when I did 10-mans.
Where are you taking that?
I mean, it wasn't worth much anyway. Mainly because I don't think that was the eye level. I think at the time that wasn't the eye level that I had. Or we were over it. Because I believe ICC was 400? I want to say 350, but I may have been wrong. And we used to always have a grand old time.
I just might.
Excuse me.
Oh, look. The blue door that's not a door.
And a sand bowl.
How do you expect me to reach it?
I don't know, Smart is one to figure that out, so I don't know. We used to always make fun of, too, when they did, like, the cross-realm promotion stuff. Because I think around, like, Wrath's time, the numbers were, like, super... Wait, were they getting low? Shit. I don't remember if it was Wrath. It might have actually been Cataclysm where the numbers were like an absolute low. Because I know...
How do we go from here?
Because what the hell is it? Wrath in the other place. No, oh god. What the hell was the other one? Wrath... What was there? There was... Mists of Pandaria. And that was Kata, Mists of Pandaria. I think it was Warlords, and then now we're up to Battle of Azrath. I might be wrong on that. I might have gotten the order somewhere mixed up on there. But I know Cataclysm was the next one, but I'm definitely certain fucking we're on... no, it's a breath. Again, I'm not doing intelligent things. Yeah.
We keep going.
But yeah, Battle for Azeroth, or yeah, I think it was called BOA. That's the newest one that's out there. I would honestly like to get back into it. Would not lie. Even though right now I'm fucking doing Final Fantasy 14, and normally in my situation, I'm not the kind of guy who is just like, oh yeah, you know, online subscription based sort of deal, like. But in all honesty, like, Final Fantasy is a lot of fucking fun. Like, I could still do fucking WoW system, no problem, but...
You can reach the bowl now.
But Final Fantasies is just more or less interesting for what it is. A personal favorite of mine of too, by the way, how that is.
What does this mean?
Seed.
Remember the shape.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell is it? With said that anyway.
Go ahead.
Oh, shit.
Greatest man or tallest tree.
You'll have one character, and it's just that your weapons are what make you
stupid riddles.
stupid riddle. Such a fucking salty child.
It's a door after all.
What the hell is it? That your main hand is what gives you something like, oh hey, you can be a gladiator that goes into a paladin, and you can also be a monk, and you can also be a conjurer, or whatever the hell the other one, like the summoner's thing is, and it's all just based on like, remember serves me right, the Final Fantasy Tactics system, because you could have a character and then they just change jobs, which I feel is really good for that game. It's just the fight coming? Or no, this is the...
Great. The one with the horns is back. What does he want now?
Why the hell does he sound like fucking Watto from
I
the...
hate that guy.
He will be back.
Well, yeah. It sounds like fucking Watto from,
Oh no, the boat isn't here. It's still back at the other side of the lake.
Then we go back the way we came. The lift.
yeah, Watto from episode 1. It was just like, you and
We
the...
really gotta go back down here again?
Do you see any other way?
Smartass.
No.
Ben,
We go down, boy. Anyway, I actually do dig Final Fantasy's system. The only thing that I'm kind of like, on its cell, let's go with, is the, what the hell is it? Is the freaking crafting system. It has nothing to do with the actual system itself. I think that it's really cool that you can make high quality items and that gives you more experience points. So long as you like can make them, you know, slightly better and whatnot. That's really cool. My beef with it, however, and I guess this might be just the WoW shit talking, but getting like higher quality items, and I don't mean like...
Great. Now I can barely see.
Yeah, the hell's it?
there's light. Make do.
God damn it. The fucking colors, you know, like the rarity colors thing. It's not necessarily like high quality. It's mainly just like the rarity. Because you have to upgrade every like 5 levels or so, depending on what, you know, like the equipment. Because there are some where it's like, you know, there's some where it's like, oh yeah, you know, this is level 47, this one's level 40, whatever the hell. So, there's that. And then you can pick up a few green items as well that, you know, that aren't bind on pickup, so to speak. Bops. They're actually known as foes, BOE, because it was bind on equip. And sometimes, like, you could have some interesting items, like, say, from way back when, actually, I'm pretty sure there used to be things known as world drops. Wow, where you could get a purple item from like a fucking rare.
Adapt.
I am.
What the hell is it? From like a world. I can't say world boss because I don't think what those were. They were elite mobs.
How are we supposed to get across without a crystal?
We find a crystal.
Stating the fucking obvious there, Atreus. Having the hell is it? KRATOS just be like, ask stupid question, get stupid answer. But anyway, fuck the whole like.
Want to try using your eyes? There's a room just over there.
Boy.
Yeah, he's slowly wanting to have an arrangement with the pavement, but I was also trying to get this chest, and I think it fucked up horribly. So there's like a bunch of like buying on equips that you could just get from like a couple of the level 40. Because funny enough, there actually is a key difference in like numbers and whatnot. And the thing that makes me laugh is that light parties only consist of 4 players. Old school WoW dungeons always needed 5 because you needed a 3rd DPS. You couldn't run it with just 4, even if you could take it slow. So that always makes me laugh that there's just 2 DPSers and a tank and a healer. Part that makes me also laugh too is that there's only 4 melee DPSers and 6 range DPSers. with only like 3 different classes of healers and 3 classes of tanks. The part that makes me laugh is that if memory serves me right. Oh, damn. WoW. Actually, I think WoW's up to like 4 tanks, maybe. Because you have Death Knight, you have Warrior, you have Paladin, you now have Druid. I think Monk counts, but I might be wrong. And that's really just about it. Because I know Monk's got a healing class, which makes no fucking sense. Because I don't know how the hell you're supposed to, like, fucking move chocolate to someone else. And yeah, I know what the fuck I'm saying. And here you are fighting video game logic with your own logic, and you're just like, no thank you. You know, fire, I guess, but it's only like 12 now. Yeah, I think we're up to 12 now. That's a great shot there by me. Plus, also a funny thing too, talking about all that and whatnot, is not much of a. Well, actually, I haven't found one yet, so who knows? So, for all the fuck I know, I could probably find a DPS meter. I want to know, like, who the hell, like, the big boys are, because it is fucking hilarious playing as, or when I was playing as a healer, I got to see, like, Death Knights and a lot more samurai than normal.
Carrying the crystal everywhere like the last one?
If need be.
And watching, like, the fucking DKs just... Ooh, boy, though, I want to play as fucking Dark Knight, because those guys are fucking awesome. And, like, the samurais, too, were also like, shitting out damage as well. Crazy. Didn't get to see much of the way of mechanics, or mechanists, or whatever the hell the fucking gunner class is. I always forget the hell, because they're actually, the majority of those were all based off of fucking Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced class names. Also, I think this part is funny too, because I don't think he respawned back. But yeah, in all honesty, I don't even see much in the way of archers either. Like, I may have saw like a handful, considering how many times you run dungeons and whatnot. But what's also funny too is, unlike WoW, you actually can't really use dungeons to level up. I mean, alright, yeah, you kind of could, but I don't think it's dominant as, say, WoW, where you, as like a healer or anything else, say, tank.
Everywhere like the last one?
If need be.
Because DPS was a tough cookie to do. Mainly just because it takes so fucking long to do anything with that. And there's always like an abundance for many things. It's just that, because one thing that also makes me laugh too is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 different classes of DPSers, magic, ranged, melee, and otherwise. Because I'm pretty sure there are melee melee magic DPSers. And or he did come back. I thought he didn't. There was like one weird one where like I died and then everything just despawned and I was just walking around. Really weird. Anyway, it's very weird seeing them like having it be you know, 16 classes, but yeah. I'm trying to like do math right now. 3/5, I'd say. No, that's not right. 3/8. There we go. I think at least. Where like 3/8 of the fucking class are either fucking actually, yeah, are either tank or healer. I didn't get much in the way of that. So it's like very weird too, and plus there's no like multi-class style stuff like say Discipline, Shadow, and Holy. I think those are the priests. And the part that makes that funny is Discipline was like your basic PvP old like 5-mans. I believe Holy was the raider, was the raiding one, and Shadow was your DPSer. And Shadow was, in all honesty, a very hard fucking thing to deal with. Playing a Shadow Priest was hard back then. It probably is a lot easier now. And then what the hell was it? Because Disc Priest was just a lot fucking easier. And then a weird thing with I'm trying to also go through my head as well. I'm like, alright. There were a lot of like different classes that we had to deal with during our time, especially like Paladins had everything. Paladin was healer, Paladin was DPSer, Paladin was tank. Paladin was 3/4 of my fucking of the fucking guild that I used to be friends with. That was everyone. Well, we were the plate group anyway, because that was literally our job, or at least in the way that we had all plates. We had everything covered. We had 2 tanks, we had a fucking healer, and a DPSer. All plate, mind you, all fucking plate. So we always try to get the rogues, we always try to get the other fucking leather wearers, shamans, you know, shit like that.
Boy,
And
shoot.
I know how it works.
funny enough, too, even mentioning shaman that's... Was it? No, they're male,
Fine.
that's right.
We can use the same sandbowl that brought us down the first time. I want to get out of here.
I had to think, like, there was no leather caster, and the only, I think, leather caster is Boomkin. And even then, I don't even think people still play Boomkin. Not when you have fucking... What the hell is it? Cat form and fucking shit like that. No one ever played, goddamn. Actually, it was very rare seeing casters for Druid. Here's the fun fight. So, can't remember this dude's name. It's like Svaltvala or something like that. He's a bitch and a half of a fight first time around because like mechanics he had to like deal with. He always would fucking drop those things. Every fucking time he moved or was like stepping. See? Always doing that shit. And then he actually had a specific dodge roll his attacks, if memory serves me right. Because I think if you went to the left, you were getting swatted. You always had a dodge right. You know, like Dark Souls shit. you couldn't ever fucking put pressure on that man because, again, those orbs that he drops, he would back off and then just boop. But going back to like all the other shit and whatnot, one of my favorite things that'll always make me laugh is the only non-tank, or the only other non-plate tank, if memory serves me right, was Druid. I don't remember if fucking Monk had one, because that would be very weird seeing them. The hell is a cloth? In all honesty, I don't even know if monks wear cloth. They could wear leather for all I know. It's mainly just D&D shit. So you're dealing with like a lot of weird things, like mages too. Like you barely see fucking like fire mages. It was always about the ice bolt, and if you were really fucking lazy, arcane missiles. Because that's all you had to fucking do in arcane magic. It was just 1, 2, and the occasional 3. But that one always made me laugh too, because for some people, oh, I guess you could dodge left. I always thought there were a lot of specific things where it's just like, yeah, you can't dodge this way or else get hit. Yeah, but that was always... Mage always made me laugh about that. But I had like other classes too. I think I had all of them except Monk. I was like, God, did I have a Death Knight? I don't think I did. God, I can't remember anything on that fucking account anymore. It's been like... When the hell did the WoW movie come out? 2017? 2000? Nah, it had to be 2017. Might have been 2018. Oh wait, no, it had to be 2017 because... Yeah. But I remember playing fucking... I had 30 Days of WoW and I played it and I was like, damn, this is like... Just bringing back some old ass memories of reading with the groupies and whatnot. Still having the best fucking game I think out there, which was the joke about fucking from what's the name of the fucking thing? The cloak. Or at least that was where the joke came from, which was communist conspiracy. It's just fucking crazy. It's like, wait, he's not a communist, he's just a Mormon. And I remember our guild leader getting me in trouble because he was actually kind of like promoting fucking conspiracies against the other guilds. Oh, I bet it was fucking great. Oh, that's it. You can't roll back against that attack because then you get hit. It's like fucking trying to, what the hell is it, back roll a fucking a vertical attack. Just doesn't fucking work that way. Just too much in the way of that hitbox. So yeah, that fucking was the best. Yeah, we were just like a bunch of plate wearers and fucking went with it. It was actually funny too about what I was in that. So what did I take as a plate warrior? I tell you what I fucking took. Alchemy. I fucking took alchemy as my thing. Kinda worked out as planned anyway. But now I'm like trying to think too, like what the hell were like some of those, like I remember my troll rogue, I remember my oh god, did I have an undead? Or was that the undead rogue? Because I was actually very weird, because I remember my female Tauren was a druid. Was it? Yeah, I guess this is still Wrath. I know my shaman, I think, was a Tauren female. Orc was the hunter, because why not? Blood Elf Paladin, because That's all he could fucking do. I think I had 2 blood elves, and yes, they were both female. Get off my ass. But I'm like trying to sort through. I remember my priest was a troll. Fuck. I know, because I swear I had an undead one. And I'm pretty certain it was not rogue. Or undead. Or at least it wasn't undead rogue. Because his name was Emendel. And it's about as weird as it sounds, too. Because I think it was EM apostrophe EMD apostrophe ELL. Emendel. Yeah, and in theory, let's go with, at the time, me being the fucking 18-year-old fucking, like, I gotta be cool and edgy names, you know, it's like that, is end them all. But it's very weird that you would do that as a rogue and not something like a fucking, like, the strongest DPS are out there, which ironically I think was also a rogue. This is Wrath we're talking about. Sadly though, fucking Fury Warriors just couldn't do jack shit about that. There was Arms? I think Arms, which were the basic fucking 1-2-hander. They played a lot different than Fury Warriors, because Fury Warriors played fucking crazy. And Arms Warriors, I think, had to rely on Rend, Shatter, and something else. Again, Wrath we're talking about, and I had a bunch of weird skills as Fury, and I can't remember for the life of me. Like, I'm like trying to think, like, what the hell were like some of those skills? Because remember I had shit that was on like. Oh my god, I know Cleave was one of them. Cleaving was a fucking important thing as a Fury Warrior. Because that was part of the, yeah, because I think there was a skill that I had that I could use where I could just be like, oh, I will just do this, and then it'll proc a it'll trigger a proc to use, Cleave for free or something. And then there was also... Oh! I know them. It was with the Warlock. I think. Actually, I don't think that was any of my classes. I think out of anyone I had... Fucking... Yeah, I think Warlock was not any of them. Because in all honesty, I found Warlocks to be unfun. Which is weird saying that I had a fucking, like, almost every class under the sun. Because I think there were 9 at the time? Warrior, Paladin, Gerard, Shaman. Yeah, I think there was 9. I might have said 1 twice and then just fucking went with it. But yeah, because I'm like trying to sit here thinking to myself, yeah, that was the worst decision I made right there. He was so close to death too. Because I remember. Ooh, wow, I don't remember. Oh shit. Well, that's ironically nothing new. Paladin the fucking, I don't think Paladin was my fucking, blacksmith. Because I know damn well for a fact my hunter was the leather worker. could have sworn. Because I'm like trying to think. I remember using. No, the paladin was the armor. The hell was the armor? Or the blacksmith, because I remember using the shit. I remember using the fuck out of those goddamn chips? No. Smithing places in there. Because priest being the fucking clothier, whatever you want to call him, was also very important too. What the hell? Was my shaman enchanted? I do not remember. Because someone had to... Because I think also at the time too, there was also an inscription. Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe the shaman was the Actually, well, they always said to you, that... Oh, no, the cloth weavers, or whatever they were called in that game, to always have that one go alongside enchanting, because it was pretty piss easy to fucking, disenchant some of the green items you can get from that. Because cloth was everywhere. Cloth was like a very big necessity from any humanoid you killed in that game. And one of the highest needed things in any of that fucking game at the time was wool. Wool cloth was one of the most importante fucking items leveling. And I do mean important. Silk cloth was the easiest fucking thing to get. Then it moved on to fucking rune cloth. Or wait, was that the cheaper one? One of those like bastards was hilarious because it was like, yeah, I could buy rune cloth cheaper than I could buy silk or some shit. But wool bolts of that shit was super fucking expensive, super fucking rare to actually do as a member of the Horde. When I think Leanne at the time, when we were playing Wrath, was for... What was it? For every member of the Horde, there were 3 more fucking alliances. And whoever said that was probably right, because I remember fucking Battlegrounds being such a pain in the ass for our shit, and oh man. It sucked. I will tell you that for a fact. It sucked playing fucking Battlegrounds. Actually, what was a shittier one? Was it Wintergreen? Because fucking I think which was part of Wrath's. Because it had a real PvP thing, which I believe was Wintergreen, or whatever the fuck it was called. That was the worst mistake I could have made there. Yeah, I think like Wintergreen was like the whole like, world PvP thing, which was really nice. Never actually fucking took any part of it, but some days we just got was that the EXP buff? Oh damn, like now I'm like, oh god, was that the EXP buff? Because if memory serves me right, there was either There was either a damage buff you got from Control for that week for Wintergreen, or whatever the hell it is, Winter Veiler. Something or other, I don't remember the damn name of the thing. But if you got a buff, you got like either 5 or 10% buff. And it was super nice to have. Yeah, I think I beat the buttons over here. Because that HP. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I cheaped out in the fight because I had to do that. I was like, I am not letting this motherfucker kill me out third time. Looking at this scene now, it reminds me of the fucking...
No, that can't be.
What did it say?
That we made a grave mistake.
And the most useful of runic summons that I will ever use. Rather the wolf. Because it actually had fucking use, up until I get the other one.
Let me guess. You're gonna be smug and say you told me we shouldn't get involved.
That is enough.
Can we go now?
Smartass. Fucking love Artreus when he acts this way. It's so fucking hilarious because it's like... knowing that, like, how his dad fucking acts is so arrogant and shit. He's just like, fuck you, Dad. But you can't help the poor man doing that.
Do you remember the answer?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember the fucking thing.
Boy, read this. Boy, what's that say?
The only time you want to talk to me is when you need
Do you want to tell me something?
I said, the only time you care to talk to me is when you need me to translate for you. If Mom was
If
here...
your mother was still alive, we would not be here at all.
Yeah, keep talking shit.
Yes.
Forget it.
Keep talking shit.
Right.
But I mean, like, you can't ever deny the fact that he actually is trying. Like, you see him, like, trying to keep himself level-headed. There's no doubt about that. But it's just so fucking hilarious just seeing that happen. It's like, boy! It always puts a smile on my face. And it also just reminds me too that after the fact that my fucking ass when I had to do all the fucking endgame shit is doing all the fucking farming because there are just some places around here that are just... I was having trouble on fucking normal mode trying to do them.
Was she in the light?
Who?
I didn't know.
Oh, she was not there.
Not like you would even care if she was.
Mind your tongue, boy! Until our journey is over, one of us must remain focused.
Yeah.
Do not mistake my silence for lack of grief. Mourn how you wish. Leave me to my own.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
No. Why would you? Do not know my ways. I know it has not been easy.
No, it is not.
In the light, I felt only moments pass. If that is of some comfort to you.
That's good to know. Really. So, should we go back to Midgard? Face the Black Breath? Or do you think there's more to see in this realm?
We gotta get the fuck out of here. Because... fucking the shit with Midgard is just like...
What were you telling me about Mom's war?
She walked the warrior's path, but her war was to live on, to brave an unforgiving world alone.
And that's why she asked Sindri and Brock to make her the axe?
She had the strength to wield such a weapon, and the wisdom to use it for good. She found purpose in protecting the weak.
So, she'd help out the elves?
No.
You're back. I see you've been busy.
How observant.
I am known for my attention to detail. You boys look like you're gearing up for quite the journey. There's an abandoned temple in Midgard that a fellow dwarf converted to his personal storeroom. Packed it with all sorts of treasures he collected during his travels throughout the realms.
Throughout the realms? Which ones did he go to?
All of them.
What did he collect?
Fafnir was a... Huh.
Does this...
Yes!
Neat.
Yeah, I'm
You're
also
very
skipping
welcome.
through this because it's just...
So, what brings you around, friends?
I'd advise caution if you're heading to the storeroom. Last I was there, all manner of nastiness had taken up residence.
Won't your friend be upset if we steal all of his stuff?
No.
Oh, no. No, not at all. He's dead. I think.
Oh,
I think.
sorry.
No need to be sorry. These things happen when one travels from realm to realm, collecting priceless artifacts that don't belong to you.
Love this. What's the story about the can? I'm like, I'm thirsty. I'd like to get my drink on, thank you very much. But yeah,
How about you, young one?
fucking Fafnir is this. The thing that also makes me laugh too about Fafnir is the way how they portray him in
You don't
Smite.
need to make excuses to say hello.
He's not a dwarf, he's just a giant fucking dragon. And I want little dwarf fucking, whatchamacallit, little dwarf, Fafnir. Cause you don't get that in this game. Smite, excuse me. Cause I can't even think for even, what, like, from ironically using the words a moment's pass, where fucking any of the short characters are, because there aren't any that I could think of off the top of my head. I can't say Bassett because she actually was pretty fucking tall, and Cupid was gigantic. That's a fucking thing. And then there's oh fuck. I'm like also trying to sit here too. Mine went blank. Fuck me sideways. But I'm also like trying to think too, like, I don't even think there was anything. Yeah, fuck, I can't even think.
I have a confession to make. All those voices in my head. Well, this wasn't the first time. Back when we met Brock, his animal warned me about something hiding in the trees. That's why she didn't want to cross.
She told you.
Well, I could just feel what she was feeling, what she was afraid of.
It happens again. You tell me. Understand?
I promise.
Actually, I don't even think he... Does he? Probably there were no, like, tiny-ass dudes in fucking Smite, but going back to what the fuck, no, Appa wasn't. I just also thought of Awa, but... He's got size to him. He has size to him. So, maybe Susanna? Who knows? Yeah, but I don't actually, when... As the hell's it fucking... Artreus says that, I don't even think he did tell his dad the next time we had that, because I don't think it happened again. I could be clearly fucking wrong, but who knows? Oh, God.
What now?
We have the light. To Midgard.
Too cold. Maybe not, who knows? I also twisted it the wrong fucking way for the longest time. Fucking Vanaheim, we'll never go there. I think we're only gonna be able to do that in the DLCs or some shit.
realms exist in the same space.
But I don't even think we're
One on
gonna be
top of the
getting
other.
that either.
It's like this room lets us travel without moving.
Shit. Really? Oh man. I don't know if they are, because there wasn't like, there's no idea for a season's pass. So I would. But I also like can't think of the time. Fuck. Yeah, I really can't think of any time that they mentioned like anything like DLC or anything in that favor, because they were all like bunch of weird shit.
Look!
Oh, yeah.
We just came back from another realm. And we met your brother. Wait, not in that order.
Did you let that seat sop put hand to your blade? You do know he lost his talent, right? Just up and left him one day. Tried taking me down with him. Did he botch up on a girl?
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, even a blind pig farts up a truffle now and again. But you know what really counts? Consistency. And I got that coming out of all of my parts.
What did you do?
It's better.
Fucking, it's better.
Good. Now when you're done gawking, I got a favor to ask.
What's... Shit, what the hell was fucking Brock's favor?
What is it, dwarf?
There's this alchemist on Vari. Been working out in the Velander.
Oh,
is on
yeah, I remember this. This is the fucking fight with the, golem.
What's it gonna be this time?
I hated that fucking fight. Actually, it was funny enough, I learned something interesting about that fight, because anytime the golems pass that first fight with the fucking elves, you can counter their projectiles if they have them. If they don't, well, that's a problem. But other than that, yeah, one of the great things about playing, goddammit, one of the great things about most of those fucking golems is the fact that they just have a projectile that you can just counter, and it's super nice because I don't have to fucking cheap it out with the axe. I don't know. And I also don't remember if I was just sitting here like fucking menu shopping for like 3 minutes or so.
Go scuff that out.
Because part of the things that I do is just, it's mainly just to like keep people from understanding that I'm not cheating, you know, or flubbing up a fucking run. You know, those sort of deals. Because I'm trying to always just keep them to something good, but you know how it is.
Sweating the details.
Anyway, thank you all for joining me today. I hope they get a lot more of this fucking work done. But yeah, so remember to always stay alpha, always play your games on the hardest difficulty, and I will see you in the next episode of the God of War Challenge. Peace out, y'all.
Bear it with pride. Well, what else were we talking about?
Do you remember the way back to the Black Breath?
Of course. We need to walk across the bridge to the Vanaheim Tower.